Welcome to Deep Dive Daily.
Good morning, Andy. Apologies to the listeners for what was apparently a dreadful sound quality on yesterday's podcast. I just want to rip through real quick what I bet because people couldn't hear me talking because apparently my mic was all kinds of fucked up.
It was good at the end.
I played Washington plus 3.5 minus 113. The market agrees with me. That looks like it's going to close maybe flattish 3, which is exciting. I played Jets plus 6 plus 103. At one point, it looked like the market was in strong agreement with me, but there's been a little bit of buyback there on the Buffalo Bills. It is now 6 minus 108. I played New England money line at plus 106. It looked like that was going to run away with me, although someone came in and bet the Dolphins. So good luck to whoever that human being was. Would love to know why. The Arizona Cardinals, I laid 6.5 at minus 113. Not expecting much bounce back from the Panthers, although I am monitoring the Ike Ekwonu situation because the worst offensive lineman of week 1 was Yosh Nijman. And replacing him with Ike Ekwonu might be enough to have a functional offense for the Panthers. But really, that would just make me want to play the over. That wouldn't want me to get buy out of my Cardinals 6.5. Andy, we both laid Denver. And we are on Broncos Island this week. Apparently, the worst bet I made this week was Broncos. The Colts have just been getting one-way action here. I haven't heard anyone make a strong case. I don't really care either. If you're really counting on that Colts offense to kick ass, then good luck. I don't think you really know who they're up
We love
against.
Carly and all, but so it's a win-win. Either I win my bet or Carly gets to go 2-0. Which would be amazing for her. Yeah, I bet that. And so far it's just that. And the Kansas City, Philadelphia Eagles under 47. That market remains pretty steady. It bounced down to 46.5 a little, but kind of back and forth. I'm looking at a few other angles. I'll have some more as we get closer. I'd love to get my Thursday injury reports in on a couple guys, and we'll see where we're at. I may not even take the points. I may just bet Atlanta straight up. The more I look at the Minnesota injury issues and the inconsistency we saw from our boy JJ. It was great when it was great, but it was bad when it was bad. Kind of the same thing. The more I read and look at the Caleb, there's so much Caleb discourse on the timeline, which is wild. It's like we've had a whole year of this already. I don't know why this is the only quarterback.
He's the main character, apparently.
He is very much the main character of like film football Twitter.
Because the lows were so obvious, even if you don't know what you're looking at.
Well, I mean, there's people like
and the highs were obvious too.
Kurt Warner's like, no, he didn't overthrow him. It was like, well, yeah, but they also weren't on the same page. Even if it wasn't all Caleb's fault, that's still a problem. That pass was, nowhere close to being completed. So something is bad. And the more I dig into the Detroit film too, if I get any good news on like Chicago defensive backs, that might be an under. That might be an all-time awful game.
Yeah.
The Chicago-Detroit game.
I wouldn't doubt that. I played 2 totals. The Rams-Tennessee total, I'm on under 41.5. That is a mildly hot side from what I can tell. And then I am on Seattle-Pittsburgh under 40.5. That is also a mildly hot side. Neither of those are runaways, but I think those are 2 decent unders.
You have Witherspoon updates.
I have nothing on Witherspoon. I assume he plays. We know Eamon Worry. And
he's
I think Witherspoon was more precautionary than concerning, but we'll find out. We'll get more information today.
Yeah, knee injury. It sounds like he just sat out yesterday, but if he practices today, I think you're good.
Yeah, we didn't cover Monday Night Football. We'll get to that tomorrow. I have a strong opinion on both. We also forgot 2 very important parts of our weekly podcast. One, what is the secret pod play? We did say it, but I said it, and it was so quiet you couldn't hear it. So we didn't forget. You just couldn't hear it.
Never forget. We would never forget.
you want to tell the good people what we decided, Andy, for the secret?
Did we decide?
No, we didn't. We totally forgot. I'm going to pitch a couple to you. You hit them back to me. You ready? Okay. Ravens over. Yes. That number is 28.5. We have Patriots over. That is 20.5. Basically preying on the Miami Dolphins not having a defense, or specifically a secondary. Tennessee Titans under. That's a double dip for me. I don't think the Titans are getting 17 points in that game, though.
That's the one I like the most. This one, I like this out of the half, but the Deron Bland news wasn't super exciting for me as someone who is upgrading the Cowboys, and if they're going to have to start having some injuries on that defense. The only other one I thought about was, oh gosh, where was I? Yeah, the
Cardinals over.
The Cardinals over. Maybe the Rams under too. Both team totals in that game. The Giants, if that total gets bet up a little and you get a 20, that's pretty nice. I don't know. Titans. I'm feeling the Titans. I like an ugly one.
I don't have anything going. I don't have anything going in Sunday Night Football. You like the Falcons. We are worried about the injuries to the Minnesota defense. Do you have a feeling for Falcons team total over?
What is that going to be, like 20.5?
20.5, yeah.
Yeah, let's take that. That was
the running.
Segue that into awards too. There's another Falcon.
Bijan Robinson probably runs amok, right? I mean, the run defense for the Vikings is sus. It's just that Swift runs into the back of his offensive lineman every time he's handed the ball.
Swift's not good. Yeah, Drake London's in. God, I'm going to be all over the Falcons.
Falcons team total over 20.5?
Yeah, let's do that. Falcons
lock it
over
in.
Yep, lock it in.
Secret pod play. Falcons team total over 20.5. See, now the secret pod play is so secret, you don't even get it on the Wednesday pod. You have to find it on some other pod.
It's like a goddamn treasure hunt.
Shower fart game of the week? I think this one's pretty obvious, but I'll let you call it out.
I mean, I want to watch the Rams. It's probably Jacksonville, Cincy.
Oh, really? I think that one's watchable. I was going to say
Giants, Dallas.
Giants, Dallas. That was the one I was circling too. I want to watch 0 minutes of that. I don't care for either of those teams. All right.
I bet against the Falcons last week. I'm just going to bet every Falcons game.
I dig it. Well, let's rip through some awards markets. We're going to talk about MVP. We're going to talk about Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, and Offensive Rookie of the Year. I am not going to talk about Defensive Rookie of the Year because there is no bookmaker market up for that for some reason. I guess they just don't want to. They don't want that Abdul Carter liability, I guess. But I don't know. If he feels kind of like a bet against to me. 2025 regular season MVP, Andy. There are effectively, I'm not going to say co-favorites because there's space between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, but there is a tier one. Early. There's a tier one of candidates, and it's Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. And I think that's because everyone with eyes knows those are the most effective two regular season quarterbacks playing football by margin. And then there's a gap and a next tier that includes a lot of guys that are priced relatively competitively. Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, Jaden Daniels, all kind of right in that 7 to 1 to 9 to 1 range. Justin Herbert was 12 to 1 this time yesterday. He is now plus 675 at bookmakers. So somebody came in and put a absolute walloping on Justin Herbert, which makes my heart happy. Next after that, Jordan Love in a tier.
If you have other accounts,
yeah,
you can find Justin Herbert for 10, 12 to 1. Like, Bookmaker is definitely off market right now with compared to. I mean, it is.
I wonder why, Andy.
These are award markets too. Like always, this isn't like I got 2 cents better on this line. Like this is all year long. You're gonna find massive differences. So please, if you like Herbert, don't bet him at Bookmaker. Bovada is 12 to 1. It depends how much you want to really get down, but there's other places that have pretty good prices on him. I'm not in love with that. I know people are excited about how much they threw the ball, and they're just extrapolating that and be like, well, I'm sure it'll be the same game state because they're going to have the same kind of opponent for all 17 games. I don't.
They played the Chiefs 17 times, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's the case. They will play him again, but I don't think that's the case. Herbert looked great. I mean, I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I put a little bit on someone I fell in love with this morning.
Oh.
And the only reason I did was because he plays tonight.
Oh, is it Daniels or Love?
It's Love.
Really? Oh my goodness!
I just think that it's a narrative thing, and I just looked at the schedule, and I looked at the fact that he's going to get receivers back, and I looked at every stat as far as like sack avoidance and just how efficient he was, and the fact that he wasn't even in a game state where he had to like go all out for 4 quarters. This guy's, if he stays healthy, he's just going to put up numbers. And people love this narrative. I mean, this is going to be a fun narrative at the end of the year. Like, oh my God, it went from Favre, it went from Rodgers, and now we get this third good quarterback, and we have this fatigue on the other two. You know, honestly, I think Josh Allen may win Offensive Player of the Year. Like, just if he has like continued sick numbers like that, and they don't want to double up on an MVP, it feels like people put him second at MVP and first at OPOI. But no, I like Love just based on
price.
The price.
It's so hard to bet against Josh Allen in this market because the Bills defense sucks, and the Bills are going to have to score 40 points every week to win, and they can score 40 points every week because they have Josh Allen, and his numbers are going to look pretty gaudy by the end of the year. Although I will say he got away with some very, very sketchy turnover-worthy plays in that Ravens game, and if he has some turnover-worthy plays against the Jets, they might lose.
Two badly dropped interceptions.
But even more than that, like 4th and 2, Andy. Let's not forget 4th and 2. It took a tip drill to land in the hands of Keon Coleman to keep the Bills from losing that game by 15 points. And the market looks very different if the Bills get run out of that building, I think. I will say that the Bills are going to be favored in every remaining game this season unless Josh Allen gets hurt. That's credit for Josh Allen in this market. Just in general, the Ravens having a 2-headed attack and all the credit that Derrick Henry's going to get if he keeps ripping those off is going to hurt Lamar's case.
OPOI, I believe.
I don't hate that there's like a clear tier 1. I agree. There should be a tier 1 with 2 players in it. The next tier of 4 players, I agree. The third tier of 2 players is interesting. And then the gap between them and anyone else who can win is huge. So it's right now the bookmaker market is saying there's 8 people who could potentially win MVP. They're obviously all quarterbacks. They're obviously all on teams that have a realistic chance to get the 1 seed. And I think they're tiered correctly right now.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a clear and obvious bet to be made.
I think the Herbert number's bad right now.
It was good at 12-1 though, right?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine at double digits.
Was it good? Was it good at plus 12-14? I think so.
My fare would have been 12-18, so that's actually a little minus EV. The other bad one I think you could make is Jalen Hurts at 16-74.
Yeah.
He's great. He's just not going to get the credit in that offense. It's not how it works. He's not going to have the massive passing yard counting stats that Josh Allen, a Burrow, or Herbert to love. Maybe.
Yeah.
And again, maybe Herbert proves me wrong, and this is more of a pass happy offense this year. But it just doesn't feel like that's going to be the status quo for the year. So
yeah,
I played a little Love. Sounds like you played a little Herbert, and we'll.
Yeah, my fear the second half of last season, the numbers looked a lot like they looked in week 1 for the Chargers in terms of pass rate over expectation. So I think this is just who they are now. But I will say that there may be some games, particularly on the Chargers schedule between now and week 14, where they're just going to win going away and it's going to turn into a running game. Because then that kind of spooks me a little bit, is that they can win some of these games against weak opponents where they're not going to have to ask Herbert to do much, as opposed to like it even being part of the game plan, right? And that's a little spooky, but did you see that the Chargers are going to be favored in every game between now and week 14?
Yeah, they have a very
last undefeated team potential.
No.
Yes, definitely. This team definitely has potential to be the last undefeated team. Oh wow, we're gonna have a hot disagreement tomorrow.
I'm just riding high off my Raiders from last week. I think that'll be a good game. All right, what's next?
So basically, we agree no long shots.
Just looking at the long shots, are you going to bet Jared Goff? Are you going to bet
No.
What Rodgers?
No.
You expect there isn't a long shot that I can make a decent case for at all.
Baker Mayfield 32.
It's not long enough, no, and
Okay.
he didn't look that good.
Wait for Wirfs to come back.
You see Godwin practicing today.
Yeah, we need Wirfs back on the field before we. Let's revisit when Wirfs is going to go. Let's revisit what the Baker number is. Is that you like that? Okay,
fair enough.
All right. DPOY.
One of my favorite
basically
things.
no movement here. This is
no
wild.
movement. One of my
This
favorite
crazy.
things is like there's you have the 7 to 8 big pass rushing names.
Yeah.
And then, you have some defensive backs, important defensive backs, and then other pass rushing names. And then at the bottom, they list Damar Hamlin for some reason. I don't know if somebody requested it or whatever, but that's probably a don't bet.
Andy, I don't know if you were counting snaps. He played 7 snaps on Sunday night, all on special teams.
I have
not going to win DPOY.
I have no opinion because I think it's just terribly close between like the top 7 names. I don't think there's a long shot I like. Maybe I don't think there's a Kobe Turner number. I feel like it's just pick the second guy on a really good defense. If you can get a long shot number or hope he gets 15 sacks. I don't know. How do you differentiate between Garrett, Hutchinson, Parsons, Bosa, Anderson, Watt, Verse? I mean, even Crosby. Hendrickson is 35-1, but I don't think it's going to be viewed as a good defense, and that hurts him quite a bit, even if he does the counting stats for the second year in a row.
I worry about that specifically for Hutchinson. I think you potentially toss him.
You might be able to toss him, and he's one of the shortest right now.
You know who else I worry about that for?
TJ Watt?
Yes.
The defense didn't look that great. Yeah, we're doing more of a process of elimination. I don't know that I could bet Garrett at that price. If you made me bet any of these men at the price right now, it'd probably be, Bosa or Verse. And probably closer to Verse. I like that defense quite a bit. Just counting stats, baby.
The guys that stand out to me in the mix are Parsons, Anderson, and Verse.
But plus 450 on week 2.
I know it's really short. It's really short
for a guy that's getting epidurals every week. Yeah, I'd love to bet that.
Yeah, and I'm not, but yeah, I think Parsons should be a hair shorter. Versus already shortened a lot, and that's correct. That Rams defense remains a bet on, in my opinion. So that's a fun one. And then Will Anderson, I think, is going to ultimately glean the credit from what is the best or top 2 defense in the NFL for the Texans. But they might have a problem winning games, and who knows if that throws shade on his case. Yeah, so no bets in the DPOI. We agree?
Yes.
Is there anyone like really insane that stood out that could crash this party? I don't think so, right?
No, it's crazy. There was a lot of good play from interior defensive line, and it's just not as sexy unless it's you remember a guy that won it. What? How many times did he win it out in LA?
Twice, back to back.
Just twice? Man, it felt like 3.
Might have been 3.
I think maybe JJ Watt had 3.
JJ, I think, did have 3. The voting on the award has changed a bit, though. I mean, the fact that Surtain was able to win last year shows you that people are maybe upweighting. Is your defense good? How good is your defense?
That's what I'm saying about, like, it sucks for Hendrickson because it's a legit bad defense. All right, OPOI.
Andrew Van Ginkel, by the way, not listed. OPOY. Yeah, he is hurt. We, again, have a really flat market at the top. There has been some movement. Derrick Henry is shortened to the favorite at 5-1.
Deservedly.
Christian McCaffrey is shortened to the second choice at 760. Jamar Chase now third choice at 8-1. Saquon Barkley 9-1. Jahmyr Gibbs, the biggest drifter, he is out to 14. Gibbs was the guy that was taking one-way money all preseason, and he is now kind of back to where we started. Yeah. Not a lot of love for CeeDee Lamb after all the drops. Not a lot of love for Nico Collins after the kind of clunky offense.
4 drops, I think.
Bijan Robinson's still in the mix at 8-1. And some of these other guys listed, I feel like you can toss pretty quickly. Puka Nacua feels like an injury risk to me as a toss. Justin Jefferson feels like an inconsistency risk. He's a toss. Tyreek Hill feels like he might not play a full season of football. He's a toss. Anything else you want to note here?
Little pushback on Jefferson.
Okay.
Just injured the whole preseason. Didn't play.
Yeah.
I think maybe a little benefit of the doubt. And if you are a Justin Jefferson believer, it's probably a good price, because he's going to be a big part of that offense. He did not practice or play for massive parts of the offseason training program, and that showed. And he's going to be a main target there. So it might just be, what if Jefferson has 18 touchdowns kind of thing? He might just win it. I already stumped for Josh Allen 40-1. I think that's a tough one to make a case for. I'd almost need a bigger price. Truthfully, if I had to bet anyone at the top, it would probably be Bijan Robinson.
Yeah,
it looks
you took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, the usage and how they're going to use him in the passing game as well. If he stays healthy, it just might be he had 2,600 yards combined, and maybe more than that. I mean, you could a guy like that, if he does really get it going on the ground as well, suddenly it's he had close to 3,000 all-purpose yards. That's a really big deal. So there are bigger prices on him. You can find, I think, 9-1 if you hunt around. That's something I've been circling, and I haven't hit it yet.
We completely agree on this. Bijan Robinson is the choice in that top tier, in my opinion. One of the positives, Andy, he only has to play a team with Vita Vea one more time this season.
Yeah.
And he gets to play the Saints and the Panthers 2 more times. Which is nice.
Trey Benson did. I think you can run on the Saints, guys.
I think so too. Christian McCaffrey's a toss at price, personally. And I think he's a huge injury risk. Huge injury risk. Gibbs is a risk as far as just what's going on with that Lions offense. Henry is gonna again share credit. Your boy, Josh Allen, 40-1, shorter than your boy Bucky Irving, who's still 46-1. I don't know.
Slowly working his way back.
Josh Allen as a shot at 40-1 is not crazy, as if you want a long shot. But I don't think any other quarterback besides Josh Allen is really worth considering.
Oh, he has 12 rushing touchdowns to go with it too.
Which just he could have more than that, and it wouldn't shock me. Yeah.
I'm kind of there. Okay. Some of the other ones that
there's also, by the way, a world where Josh Allen sweeps.
You can get both. It's happening.
Yeah. If there is a world where the Buffalo Bills break the all-time scoring record this year,
and this is the tough one too. If Henry has a massive year, it's just such a career achievement. If he finally, and I think people are down on him because he was a better player when he was younger. People have shown that stat over and over. He had more yards rushing in high school than he's had in the NFL. Which is such a crazy stat. He's been so good for so long, and he still has more yards rushing in high school than he does in his NFL career. It's because he was putting up 3,200 yards in 9-game seasons. Just obscene shit. We're on to Comeback Player of the Year, which is the dumbest award. And if we hadn't put that memo out about injuries, you know who I'd be stumping for right now?
Daniel Dimes, Indiana Jones.
No, because I think he's gonna suck.
Oh, who would you be stumping
Fields.
for? Oh, yeah.
Justin Fields.
Oh, yeah.
Because I honestly think that's more sustainable.
Oh, yeah,
he's not listed.
He's the Geno Smith Memorial Comeback Player of the Year.
Kind of, right?
Yeah, for sure.
He was drafted. How high was he drafted? I'm trying to remember.
He was taken 15th, no, 12th, 10th, 9th, 9th or 10th by the Bears, I think. I'm going to go, final answer, he was the 9th player drafted by the Bears.
10th was Trubisky.
No, Trubisky was second.
Was he second that high?
Yeah, they flip-flopped pick 2 and 3 to take Trubisky. Yeah. What was the answer? Did you look it up?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to look it up. Well, you tell me who you like for actual Comeback Player of the Year.
I don't. It's a terrible award.
Are you going to bet this at all?
Justin Fields was drafted 11th.
11th.
Right before Micah Parsons at 12, Rashawn Slater at 13.
Oh.
R.I.P. Elijah Vera Tucker.
R.I.P. Rashawn Slater.
Yeah.
right before Mac Jones at 15th, right after Devontae Smith and Pat Surtain. Wow. This was
draft. The 21
absolutely
draft.
Loaded draft.
I don't like anyone. This is a dumb award, and I hate it. Like I said, I kind of want to go find a Justin Fields number and just say, I don't care. The voters will do something silly.
Well,
J.J.
right
McCarthy
now,
being this short.
That seems insane.
I guess he was hurt, but
that never works out for you. Don't give up hope now. If you have a big old bet on McCarthy at a huge price, I would give up hope now. Don't talk yourself into that being live.
2 at 44-1 feels like a 0. They're not going to give it to a wide receiver. It doesn't feel like.
No, it's going to be McCaffrey or Dak unless both of those guys flame. In which case, it probably just defaults to Trevor Lawrence, which feels terrible, but probably like last year's Burrow winning.
And this could be the Aiden Hutchinson. We're sorry you can't have DPOI award. If he ever pops, I mean, he was. No,
I don't know.
It's just a really good Packers team. If Aiden Hutchinson has a big year, but the defense middle of the pack and they can't really give it to him, this could be the consolation prize for sure.
Okay, well, Coach of the Year
not listed.
Hamlin's not listed. Coach of the Year, we have a flipped favorite. Vrabel has drifted. Ben Johnson has drifted. Heavy action on Jonathan Gannon, who is now co-favorite with Liam Cohen at plus 710. Cohen would be more likely to win than Gannon. I think if you feel like Gannon wins the NFC West, just go bet the Cardinals NFC West at a very fair price right now, in my opinion, as opposed to 710 on Coach of the Year, where he could get sniped because people just aren't really as aware of what Gannon is doing because the Cardinals aren't covered the way other teams in the league are covered. So Cohen being kind of right there, favorite, feels right to me. That next tranche of coaches includes Aaron Glenn and Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson. All right, Shane Steichen. All right, none of these guys really move the needle for me in terms of really surprising enough to the good over the balance of the season to be considered. Jim Harbaugh has gotten bet. He is down to 10-1. He interests me in case the Chargers absolutely just go nuclear and win all those games they're favored in. He's going to get consideration, even though there was a lot expected of the Chargers. And then finally, I want to note, Andy, not listed, Carly Ursay. I guess
they have to give it to her. Breaking that glass ceiling.
We don't know yet if she will ultimately be a head coach in the NFL. But
my favorite, this is my favorite awards market to look at because it's like, who's the best coach, and then you always look, and the longest odds are the best coaches. With
what did
Andy
you
Reid, 112?
What did you think of GRP's Mike McDermott bet?
I don't think that's. Sean McDermott?
It was I think supposed to be Sean McDermott, but he scrambled two coaches.
I said Mike McDonald. Probably not great. The expectations were massive. They were like minus 700 to win their division.
Yes,
they're one of the favorites to it. Like the expectations are too high. It's a bad bet. Like you should have gone and find a bet for them to be undefeated because that might be what they need. And I don't think he's like beloved in the NFL writers community, especially on today. We're talking about McDermott on 9/11, guys. He's a bit of a goof. So don't love the bet. If I would, it's got to be somebody who newer or has low expectations. If you have low expectations, I understand the Gannon love. I don't know that gets there. That's a tough row to hoe. Congrats, you beat the Saints. Kind of the same thing with Liam Cohen. Congrats, you won a game you shouldn't have. I don't know how good the Jaguars are actually going to be. The Peyton Harbaugh Carroll stuff I get, but they can't all win. They're all going to play each other and take wins from each other.
You're right.
So those are very tough to get behind. Vrabel, I just don't think that's a good team. Ben Johnson, I don't think it's going to be a good team. Canales that's an impossible one to even consider right now, I think. So kind of leads me to shoddy.
Oh, shoddy. Okay.
If the Cowboys surprise, that's tough though too, because that's a tough division. But if they were to, if you're a believer in a little bit of the Washington comeback, and I mean drawdown or whatever you want to call it, like they're just not as good as they were last year, and the Cowboys were to finish second, and maybe it's a competitive race for the division with 5-6 weeks left, and the Cowboys play well enough and win 11, 12 games, wild card in.
There are so many other things I would rather do with money than put it on Brian Schottenheimer at 27
I just can't.
to 1.
I like the offense enough where I considered it, but there's nothing here that's taking my money this week.
Is there an arc for the Lions where Dan Campbell is live? Like if they suck enough early and then reset expectations low, and then he gets the team playing well by the end of the year to make a mad run into the playoffs?
I guess, but boy.
Is there a world where Matt LaFleur gets the credit he deserves for scheming and coaching the Packers, and he's live?
The expectations were awful high, but I think LaFleur could win it if they take the 1 seed and it's like a
runaway,
just a stomping through the NFC all year.
Okay,
that's another one that I looked at, but man, I wish that said 25.
Okay, man, I'm kind of lost in this one.
No, I'm not adding anything here. Offensive rookie of the year.
I agree with your take. So with everybody that shortened winning week 1, to me feels like a mistake. Yeah. But the favorites at the top of the board before preseason were also kind of wrong. So, and also coach of the year is it weirdly like more than any other award. This, I feel like, has late season mega volatility because if we go
even
through
more so than MVP, yeah,
even more because if we go through 3 or 4 weeks, like week 12, 13, 14, where we're like, holy shit, the Packers are world beaters. Like these guys are fucking amazing. Like, Matt LaFleur is coaching circles around the league, right? And then they lose 1 game, everybody's like, oh, well, I look stupid for saying how good the Packers were. Matt LaFleur is no longer a candidate, right? Like that's sort of, I'm not doing Tomlin coaching.
That's where I said, I'm already taking Jordan Love to win the MVP. I don't think I need to double dip on the Packers. Yeah, that's another reason I'm passing on coach. Okay. So we'll do a roundup at the end of this.
Let's come back. We'll consider only long shots in the coach of the year market when we touch the bases every week until we get to like week 12, and then we'll really start to try to hone a position. O'Roy.
Okay. O'Roy.
Big bets on Cam Ward this week. For some reason, Ashton Genty is still near the top. Emeka Obuka was your mega shortener.
Yeah. I don't love that. I mean, I understand it if people got pretty good prices, but down to 5-1 is crazy talk for not only a wide receiver, which can be really, the usage can just be so hit and miss, but not only a wide receiver who's about to see Chris Godwin come back onto his team and maybe
lose some
he was
target
great.
share.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he was great. I'm not adding anything into this market. Nobody in the long shots really impressed me enough to get excited about it. Maybe Bashal Tutin is a big part of that offense now, but I still think he's in the committee, and it's not going to be like this is our guy.
I mean, Etienne could get hurt.
Yeah, that's true. There's 100 to 1 on Tutin if you really like that. But the one I'm watching, and I want this to get longer, and I just don't feel like it's going to because people are going to snipe it as it goes, is Jackson Dart at 11 to 1. That's just kind of like a monitor. He's going to play. He has a good wide receiver 1. They're going to get their offensive line back. And again, it's the only position that matters.
You remember how we were joking?
It feels like a late season thing where he wins half his games when he comes in and just runs away with this, and he's not even that good.
You remember how we were joking that are they holding out Andrew Thomas until they're ready to make the switch to Dart as a submarine on Russell Wilson?
We care a lot.
By the way, the James Hudson film, holy fucking shit.
Not good.
Bad. I had somebody who would know message me that it's the oppo. They're holding out from making the switch to Dart until Andrew Thomas is good to go.
Okay. I mean, that checks out.
That's completely as soon as I read that, I was like, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
all right. Well,
it's not a means of sabotaging Russ. It's literally just they're not going to put Dart out there until they know Thomas is good.
I'll have a Dart ticket. I will at some point. He's a quarterback. Okay. He plays in New York City, and well, I mean, technically, he plays in the Meadowlands, but he does play for a team that says New York on the side of the helmet. And he's, again, the third point is he's a quarterback. We should just DROI real quick. I pulled it up in a different book. Abdul Carter's plus 175. And then from there, it's Mikael Williams, Niners, 750. Carson Schwessinger, 10-1. Jihad Campbell, 10-1. Shamar Stewart, 11. Mike Green, 12. James Pierce. Some people lumped in on James Pierce. I don't know that the Atlanta defense is going to be that good, but 14. Jalen Walker, also Atlanta, 15. That feels tough, although the Rams were able to have a couple guys in the mix at one point a couple years back. Mason Graham, Cleveland, 16-1 is interesting. Will Anderson, impressive for the Cardinals.
Will Johnson. Yeah.
I said Will Anderson. That's a completely different person. But Will Johnson, I'm staring right at his name, but 16-1. It's interesting. I don't know that it's going to be a great defense. It matters less for Defensive Rookie of the Year than it does for Defensive Player of the Year. He's an interesting name, but I think for a corner, or just any D-back, you need,
how do you get recognized?
You need flash plays. You need counting stats, and there's one really big counting stat that you need, and it's hard because sometimes they just don't throw the ball your way.
Yeah. I think
16-1 is probably not big enough.
I think Johnson's live.
Yeah. I'd like to see him win. I like him.
Yeah. He was the key to the Cardinals defense being good. So it's kind of like, and he showed enough flashes against the Saints that I think you can maybe count on that.
Mm-hmm. You know who I saw in Comeback Player of the Year listed at the bottom at this book?
Who?
Rondale Moore. Because
Wow.
Rondale Moore famously tore his knee up in the 2024 preseason.
And then
Didn't get to play last year. Don't think he's going to get it this year, guys.
No, don't think so either. I thought you were going to say something even crazier, like Phillip Rivers or something.
No. That'd be very interesting if he was able to make his way back into the.
He waited to retire because he kept getting phone calls.
He was getting
until this year.
If that contract's big enough, you got to look at it. So, I might take some Herbert 12-1 here too, just because it's 12-1 here.
Incredible.
God. All right, I think that's it for awards. We probably won't do, honestly, all year long. I don't think. Maybe at the end of the year we'll talk a little about Protector of the Year. It's going to be a very hard award to predict because we have no history on how people vote. I thought about it a little this morning in the shower. I was thinking about big, sweaty offensive linemen today, and it feels like it's got to be just a household name kind of guy. Like, hey, we're giving it to Landon, and he's and someone who's been around for a while, like, because they didn't have this award for years. Well, he got hurt at the beginning of the year, and now he's coming back, and he's going to look good.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Okay.
It feels like it has to be an established.
You just caught me by surprise because you were like, "Yeah, I got to be a household name." Then you went with Landon. I feel like
Landon Dickerson.
We are like two of maybe a handful of people that could pick Landon Dickerson out of Atlanta. He's definitely not a household name.
I think he's a household name.
We got to do a poll on the Discord. Is Landon Dickerson a household name?
I think he is in Lancaster.
Yeah, in Lancaster. Yeah, but you go to the average NFL household and you're like, "What'd you think of Landon on Sunday?" They're going to be like,
what? Say that about any offense.
It's like, did you say Landman?
So here's something like, and that's where I probably won't get involved in this market. It feels like they may give it to someone who's close to retiring, who's had like this great career,
like Ronnie Stanley.
Like Stanley or like one of these guys where it's like, well, he's never gonna.
I feel like Lane Johnson was the name you were meant to pull. Yeah. You meant to say Lane.
No, I meant Lane because he was injured.
Okay.
Lane Johnson is a bigger name, yes. I feel like we've had this conversation about offensive linemen already with Deion Dawkins, but that's what I'm saying. Like, a left tackle on the Niners, a left tackle on the, somebody who's not going to have a chance to win this, but if they had this award 10 years ago, would have won it 3 times.
Yeah.
It feels like a dumb way to award it, but that's why I'm not going to get involved in that.
If we're talking household names for protectors, Laramie, Lane, Landon?
I will not take this Dickerson.
I don't know that I think of him as more important in the run game. Does that factor? Does your run block win rate factor in protector of the year?
Graders. I need a road grader. Landon Dickerson, Hall of Fame. I'm Googling it now. Says, he's probably in.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, that was fun combo. Good job. Only bet I made in the awards markets, if you're keeping track, is Justin Herbert 12-1. And Andy bet Jordan Love, which is going to be fun to make fun of him all season, as he is obviously a noted Packers hater and now is on the Jordan Love bandwagon. Amazing. What a turn. What a heel turn. Great job, buddy.
What a heel turn. So what was your favorite one? What's your favorite?
If you can get 12-1 Herbert, I think lock it in now.